This video is brought to you by...
What's up, kings and queens? It's your girl, Charlotte Moore. As always, we give thanks for another day, you dig? So as the CEO and founder of Motivational More, we take pride in working with incredible creative entrepreneurs. And today, we are shooting a campaign for cool green clothing founded by the one and only AC Green. So the vibrational energy of this line is all about street vibes, a growth mindset, hustle. So today, we are highlighting this, guys, the Baltimore Cool Green Snapback. How cute is this? Look at this. So we're going to have so much fun on the shoot. And I'm telling you, follow cool green clothing. It's so important for us to support our entrepreneurs. There's so much talent in Baltimore. And as a creative entrepreneur myself, I know how hard it is. And I love to see just people going out there and going for their dreams. So let's get it. Bless up.
What's going on, YouTube fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. Being young and in love, it's a beautiful thing. You have big dreams and goals. Being in your early 20s in a relationship with someone you rock with and can build with on all levels. It makes it even better when y'all grow up together or been with each other since teenage years. But in certain environments, that love might get tested. Of course, you had the typical relationship problems, making sure your significant other is not stepping out on you, spending time together, figuring out a way to make money. So as a young couple, y'all can put the plans for life in motion. But what about the streets? In most places, that doesn't even go in the same sentence as relationships. But in a lot of inner cities all over America, young couples focused on doing the right things got to stay out the way. We hear couples being targeted, robbed, and hit after coming from a restaurant or getting caught up in somebody else's situation and they end up losing their lives. As we all know by now, you are guilty by association. So being around someone that has an issue or beef puts you right in the middle, and being a loyal friend can sometimes come with deadly consequences, especially if you are put in a situation to have to defend your significant other from street politics. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will discuss a case of a young couple who lost their life after a neighborhood altercation. Back in 2020, Diamond Davis was 21 years old, said to be a shining light who stood out everywhere she went. A focused young lady navigating life in the inner city of Baltimore. Diamond, even though only 21, had been in a long-term relationship with her high school sweetheart, 20-year-old Pedro. The two met at Lake Clifton High School. They attended prom together and even after graduation, stayed glued at the hip and in love. Pedro would enlist in the Army Reserves at the school and also enrolled in Morgan State University, taking an interest in military at a young age. He was stated to be focused on school, the Army, and spending time with Diamond. Everything seemed on the up and up for the young couple, who were holding strong and looking forward to building a future together. But on November 21st, 2020, everything would change. On that night in West Baltimore, on the 700 block of Grantley Street, BPD got a call of shots fired. When they arrived to the location, they found the man and woman laying on the sidewalk, suffering from gunshot wounds. Another woman we will call Kay was also shot in the arm and leg. The male victim and Kay was rushed to a local hospital, but the other woman would unfortunately be pronounced gone on the scene. She was later identified as Diamond Davis. At the hospital, the man would unfortunately not survive as well. He was identified as Pedro. Kay would survive her injuries and be released, but back at the scene, police talked to witnesses and collected .40 caliber and .380 shells. The bullets were dusted for prints, but nothing came back. Witnesses didn't have much information, and Kay also didn't at first. Surveillance footage from the area was collected and looked at by police and witnesses, but no one identified the shooter. It became a mystery of what happened to the young couple. As family and friends spoke out, Pedro's father stated he worried about his son's safety every day being in Baltimore because a lot was going on in the city at the time. He was the 297th victim that year, and Diamond was number 298. Allegedly, they wasn't on that type of time, on no kind of street energy. His only focus was the Army and his relationship with Diamond. After leaving school in 2019, he also stated Diamond would not be caught up in anything either, and she was a beautiful soul, excited about life. The couple was stated to spend a lot of time together, so it wasn't a surprise to anybody to know they was together at the time of the shooting. No information was coming up about the incident at all, though. A reward was put out for information, but over 8 months would go by before Kay and other witnesses identified the alleged shooters and what happened that night. They alleged 22-year-old Charles Baldwin and 20-year-old Mazel Taylor were the two men responsible, stating on that day 2 women had prior altercations and decided to meet up on that block in West Baltimore to fight. One woman in the situation was allegedly friends with Charles and Mazel. Some witnesses said Kay was meeting up to throw hands with the other woman, and either Diamond and Pedro was with her or on the block at the time of the altercation, putting them in harm's way. They also stated the couple was robbed before being shot. BPD went to a house on the same block on Grantley Street with a warrant on unrelated charges and arrested both men in the location, taking them in for questioning. But neither one admitted to knowing the couple or knowing what happened that night. But with witnesses' statements, they were both charged with multiple counts of first-degree hit and robbery charges. Family and friends of the couple stated they were relieved that after 8 months, someone was in custody. But as the case started making its way to trial, prosecutors' case seemed weak. They had a few witnesses, but no fingerprints, no weapons, and the men didn't admit any guilt. It was really no evidence, but they painted a picture of 2 men that brought guns to a fist fight between women. There were still so many unanswered questions though. Why was the couple even there in the first place, or did they really know Kay? Charles and Mazel were both offered plea deals or life sentences in which they both turned down. After going to trial, their lawyers argued it's been 8 months. The witnesses were unreliable because they waited so long to come forth and had a criminal history themselves. Jurors couldn't come up with a decision, and it ended in a mistrial because lack of evidence. The 2 men are scheduled to go back to court for another hearing on May 31st of this year. They are innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Pedro and Diamond. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to their families, who stated they never got to see the couple live out their dreams, have kids, or nothing, because their lives were stolen. This whole situation seems wild. It's really hard to piece everything together. It seems like the couple could have been going to help a friend or just in the wrong place at the wrong time. We all know in the streets, you are guilty by association, and unfortunately, simple disagreements go to fights, and in certain environments, fights lead to shootings. There's nothing wrong with being a loyal friend, but you gotta know what you are walking into and assess the whole situation, because some people will turn a simple misunderstanding to a double hit. It's a sad reality of a city at war with itself. So many lives lost over petty situations. But hey, that's the Baltimore way. Man, crazy story. Rest in peace, that young couple. Like I said, Charles and Mazel, it was found to mistrial. They were saying they didn't have enough evidence. So I ain't sure what's going to happen with that situation. They go back to court. Like I said, they innocent until proven otherwise. But y'all heard the story. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. This your boy Tony 2 times. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. It's all love, fam. I'm out.